Hi folks, welcome back to my channel, The Addicted Bookworm, and in this video I'm going to be giving you another book review, and I'm also going to tell you a little update about Kindle Unlimited. So, I just finished Mage of No House. I can't read the author's name. I will put it down below. And in this book, we have now at first I thought that this was a young man. It turns out to be a young woman. So this is a really interesting book, to say the least, because it's like a urban fantasy, but the rules are um, like, uh, you can, like, okay, so two mages have to have their power in them in order to have any chance of basically having a mage for a child. So it's like if a couple has like their mages and they have like no magic in them right now, and they have a child, that child would be born without magic, and they have their own terminology. It kind of feels like that the author ripped off of Harry Potter when they talk about how a child can be born to mage parents but have no magical abilities at all. So our protagonist is a thief, and she is put on probation because I forgot what she did, and I think she killed somebody with magic. And so you have this guy called Malcolm, who appears to be her friend. He's also a mage as well. And they've been friends for like a long time and everything. And then what ends up happening is everything starts turning very dark. You have this rogue fae that these mages are trying to capture, and we find out who the rogue fae actually is. It's Malcolm, and Malcolm attempts to ape our protagonist. Here's the thing: she uses the rules against him. So basically, she's telling him, I don't want to do it, and then she convinces him to not do it by telling him, look, I don't have any magic right now. My magic is like not here. If I get pregnant, the child's not going to have magic. So, and also the thing about it is that it probably would be investigated on how come two magi who are not married have a powerless child. It would probably be investigated. I just love, like, this takes place in England, which is where all my favorite fantasy books take place, in England. I did enjoy this. This was actually free. I didn't, like, other words, didn't have to pay for it. Absolutely loved this book. There's a couple things in it people may not like the use of, there's one page where there's a pronoun use. I ignored that. It's not a big deal. It doesn't affect the quality of the story at all. And that's my thing about people that get on their, like, dang freaking high horse and go, oh my god, if they talk about pronouns and LGBT people, it'll affect the ability of the story. No, it doesn't. It does not affect the ability of the story. This was a really good story. I really enjoyed it. I do want to pick up the second book. I'm actually going to see if the second book is on Kindle Unlimited or not. So, let's see here. Let's look at this. Oh, come on. Okay, C-Store. It's like, what the heck? Okay, so you can get it on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm just going to download this story. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, that can let me follow. All right, good. So which means now, now I can, follow that person. Um, this is actually the new one. Mage Out of Bounds is actually the new one. Really eager to read that book. Hopefully that book is just as good as this one. So going to alright, so I'm going to go ahead and send that over to finished books. Alright, so I've so I have so I have officially read a total of 39 books since I got my since I deleted all my books that were part of it. Then we're just going to send this to the fantasy book. Alright. Okay. So yeah. So that's done. So I'm looking forward to reading that book. I probably will just go ahead and read that book next. Just to, see how it is. Alright, so speaking of Kindle Unlimited, I was like, no, I know for a fact is that 2 of these books are on Kindle Unlimited. The Harry Potter one and the Dark one is on Kindle Unlimited. So I really want to read those books. Even though I have them as physical editions, the Lost one is part of the Lost Boy series, and I do not want my coworkers to see me with that book because they might think that I'm into some pretty nasty stuff. I don't know why, but so I'm going to be doing that and everything. So really excited about it. I read the first one like months ago and I enjoyed it. Yes, it is dark. Yes, it's got spice in it. But, I'm not 13 years old, so it's not going to be a big issue. So, and I know some people are not fans of J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter, but I will say this. This was published during a time, this applies to any author that was writing in like the 80s, the 90s, the early 2000s, up to like maybe 2015. This was when books in general were good. They had like complex storylines and they had characters you either rooted for or you wanted to kill. That was just how writing was back then. And I still love reading these old books that have been published like 20 some years ago, 30 some years ago. I do love that. I really do love that. That's why I really love reading like the Nancy Drew books and everything, because they are such a wonderful thing to be able to read and enjoy and all that type of stuff. So, yeah. So I hated having to... So basically I think what Amazon is doing is they're canceling my Kindle Unlimited, taking my books away, and then when I want to actually sit down and read the book, I realize, oh my god, I have to actually like get the repay. So I really hate that. That's really getting on my nerves. They gave me an email like last month and I went and paid it, but this time around, as I said in my previous video, they did not give me any kind of email to inform me that, hey, by the way, we weren't able to get money from you. So I think that's what they're going to start doing with my account, is just canceling it and then having me to pay it so I can get my books back. But this time around, I only have one book on Kindle Unlimited. There's another book I want to get on Kindle Unlimited, but I am going to wait until I finish the book that I just got on Kindle Unlimited. That way, if they go and decide to cancel my Kindle Unlimited, either I won't have any books for them to send back, or I will know what book that I'm currently reading or I'm reading right now. But yeah, that's the thing is, and I'm gonna say this in very simplistic terms or simplistic way. If you're trying to get people to stay with your company, stay on your, on your e-reader format, please do not do bullshit that makes that customer glad they have the other membership, because even though they canceled my Kindle Unlimited for lack of payment, which they did not inform me that that was what happened, I still had my Kobo Plus, so I wasn't out of reading, like, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to my books. And as I said, once I finish the other one, I will get that book and everything. Alright, that is my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.